Do you think, because we've seen the sort of increase of, football social media accounts going at each other a little bit, do you think obviously it is funny and from a person, because you sort of see the accounts like as the football club and no one else is behind it, York City, it is York City, there's no one else behind that. How do you think that's gone, Dan? Because a lot of fragments of the media will turn around and say it's not really a good way to go, because you see a lot of clubs sort of griping at each other nowadays. Have you sort of experienced anything similar to that?
Yeah, I'm all for it. I like brands to show a bit of personality. As I said before, I don't like just press releases and, that's not human. Do you know what I mean? It's PR yourself, if you know what I mean. Just be natural and be yourself. And yeah, I have an experience with that. It's so when everyone was doing those Connect 4 games on Twitter, I think it was Hull City who started it off. As a football club, you want to sort of jump on these trends and do these things to sort of stay relevant in the game, especially when it's locked down, no one's doing out. So I've seen Hull City put these Connect 4 things out, and it went viral, obviously. So I was just like, I'll tell you what, I want a bit of that. And I think it was Havant and Waterlooville. They're in the South Division, I think. They tweeted someone in the league above them, their rival or something, saying, "Oh, do you want a game of Connect 4?" And they just replied, "No, that's it." Just absolutely mugged them off. And they got it was 35,000 retweets or whatever.
For some reason in my head that sticks out as Luton, but their leagues are, I don't know, I think I can remember that one.
Yeah, this is what I'm getting onto. So I did it, I went and did it to Luton, because I thought there's two ways this can go. They'll actually play us at a game and we'll get the sort of clout from that. They're a League One Championship side, I can't remember. But they're way higher divisions than us. So even if they interact with me, then, they've taken the bait, you know what I mean? So I put out to Luton, I was like, right then, you fancy a game? And then I put the Connect 4 thing out, and they replied exactly the same as Eastleigh and just put nah, you're all right. I was just like, tell you what, you've mugged us off there, but it was good because it got us on all match of the day. Paddy Power reported on it and stuff, and it's just well, yeah, we did get mugged off. It was a game of Connect 4. It's not like we lost 4-0 in the actual game. And it got York City's name back out there into the mainstream media rather than just, local media, which isn't bad. But, your ultimate aim is to get you... It's not bad press, is what I'm trying to say. We lost a game of Connect 4. So it wasn't that bad. And, we got a few more followers and stuff and a lot of more interaction. And, we had a rivalry with Luton back in the day, so that's why I did it. And, it was all good from my point of view,
Is it, obviously you were talking about Hull Crit and that sort of Connect 4 viral trend. Is it really difficult, and I presume it is, to sort of think of something like that is going to trend and is going to get other football clubs involved?
Yeah, I think, like I said before, it's about clubs just doing things out of the box and showing your personality rather than just putting out the same old rubbish. People respond to, stuff which happens in the moment, like the Macaulay Langstaff thing with Conor McGregor, and, humour, like the thing with Steve McNulty I said earlier. People respond to that, and ultimately Hull's was really good because it was an interactive thing, so two teams could interact and there was no football going on. So it was weird because who plays football clubs Connect 4, do you know what I mean? So, and it was with Bayer Leverkusen of all people, I think. So it was just when would Hull play Bayer Leverkusen? So I interviewed the guy for it, Ben, actually, and he's a proper smart guy. He thinks exactly the same as me, where it's you need to find something to keep the fans engaged, and something out of the ordinary like he did absolutely did that, and drew attention to Hull City. That was everywhere, if you know what I mean, and that's what you want essentially. So it's just finding those things to actually engage football fans as a whole, not just your own club, I think.
How would you go about sort of, is that just a creative process that you go through in your mind, or do you sort of bounce it off a few people?
I think for me, the more people you bounce it off, the less social media needs to be instant a lot of the time, because that's essentially what it is. You're either reporting what's happening, or like think of a good idea and you do it. If you know what I mean. If you bounce off too many people, they'll be like, oh, but this, and it's like, well, if you think it's a good idea, if it goes well, then brilliant. If it doesn't go well, then you learn from it. So that's my sort of thinking, like creative process on it. I'm always just going to do it. If it's something more serious, like the stuff happened at the moment, coronavirus, stuff like that, then obviously you have to get things signed off, like press releases and stuff like that. I'm not working at the moment, but obviously earlier in the season when we've had things happen, serious things, then those need to be signed off. But obviously when you're having a bit of fun with stuff, there's no point going, can I post this out? Can I post this out? Like, just post it. Like, don't even, if it's your gut feeling to post it out. But obviously you learn from the mistakes you made before, I think.